everyone, and welcome back to a brand new studio vlog. I hope you're all doing well, and if you're new here, I'm Shannon and I'm a pet portrait and wildlife artist, and I specialise in coloured pencils. So if that's of interest to you, then keep watching, and I'm going to be just showing you bits and bobs of what I get up to in a standard week. So today is a little bit different actually, because I am going to a networking event this morning, so I'm a little bit dressed up, more so than usual. I've usually just got like my baggy comfy clothes on, but this networking event is called Empower Her, and it's at the same venue that I do my workshops at. Saying that, I've only done one so far, but I have got another one booked in. But yeah, the Rewilding at Patty's Barn is where this event is being held at, and it's run by a photographer from the Lake District who does like brand photography. So we're actually getting some headshots done while we're there. It's part of the event, so that's why I'm so dressed up, because I'm going to be getting like a brand headshot done. I don't have many photos of me that I like to use on branded stuff, like on my website and Instagram, and you know, sometimes you just need a few nice pictures to use of yourself to promote things. I've got that one in my old studio, the sage green one, where I'm in like a similar dress, but other than that I don't really have many pictures of myself that I would be happy to use for like more professional promotional materials. So I just thought that this might be like a nice fun way to meet new people and to also get like a headshot out of it. So I'm looking forward to it. The thing with networking is that you never know who you might meet. You might come across somebody who could open a lot of doors for you. So that's why networking is important, and it's something that I don't do enough. Like, I get to network at craft fairs and being just out and about in daily life, but this is specifically for women in business. So it's a women's only networking event, so I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to take some business cards with me. I don't really think I'll need much else than that, and like a notepad and pen and stuff. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know what to expect. I get the impression that it's quite chilled and relaxed, so I'll take you along with me and see what I can film. But yeah, that is 9:30 till 12:30 this morning, and then I'll have the rest of the day to get anything done that I need to do. I actually feel a little bit overwhelmed this week, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've got a lot on my plate at the minute, which I will go into afterwards, but I'm actually quite glad that I booked this, because I feel like I've got a nice sort of slow start to the week just to get me in a good frame of mind and not feel like I need to go full steam ahead straight away. So yeah, I think it is important, as much as you need to be working on your business or whatever it is that you've got going on, it's also important to take some time out for yourself as well. So that's what I'm doing this morning. So yes, I shall take you along with me now, and we'll see how it goes.
Thank you all for coming to my space here. I'm kind of born and bred in this area. Our family are farmers.
Hello, I'm back now from the networking event. It's the afternoon. It ended up being a bit longer than expected because of the high tide covering the car park and the road, so we couldn't leave even if we wanted to. But do you know what? It was nice to have that extra time just to chat to people, make new friends, find out about other people's businesses. Do you know what? It's so nice to just connect with other like-minded women in business in the local area that I perhaps wouldn't have come across otherwise. None of us had the exact same business really. It's just nice to meet new people and like talk to people that you can relate to and have the same problems as you, and just feel a little bit less isolated and alone. Luckily, I'm not the sort of person that gets that lonely doing what I do. I'm quite happy to just like work away on my own, but sometimes you can get in a little bit of a rut. So yeah, I had my headshots done, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they are. I am quite awkward in front of a camera when it's like somebody else behind the camera. Like, I just don't know where to put my hands. Like, does anyone else find that? She was really good at giving guidance though, but yeah, I was just like, where do I put my hands? What do I do with my face? I just don't know. Yeah, some of the people there were so inspiring, and I didn't get a chance to chat to everyone. And there was actually a girl there that does business consulting for artists, and I was like, we need to connect on Instagram, because that is just what I need. So she's got a YouTube channel, she's got Instagram where she posts like tips and stuff, so I'm gonna have a good look at her account later on when I get a chance. But yeah, you just honestly never know who you might meet at these things. And if you're starting to feel a little bit isolated, lonely and lacking connection in your small business, I really encourage you to go out and do something like this, because there's actually more stuff going on than you realise. I found out about some other networking events over Lancaster way that I'd never heard about before. And if you're from the same area as me, I think they're going to be doing some more, so definitely check it out and come along if you're interested. It was really nice vibes, like everyone was so friendly, so willing to share their knowledge, and yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot today and I've come away feeling like I've got like actionable steps to take. So now I've just been doing my emails, I've been needing to catch up on those today. I've actually just signed a contract for my first ever sponsored YouTube video. So this was actually a goal of mine that I didn't really share in my goals video, but it has been something that I'd like to delve into, and I didn't expect it to come up this quickly. I actually made myself a media kit, which is basically just like a document with information about you, your brand, what sort of vibe your videos are, and what your engagement looks like, and all that sort of stuff. So I put together a little media kit for myself, thinking I'm going to manifest this into reality. I just thought I'd put it together, and if I get asked, I'll just send it to the brand and see what they say. And I sent them my media kit, and they were happy with the price, and yeah, I think we're going to go ahead with it, so that'll be really fun. I'll tell you more about it like once it's all been confirmed and stuff, but yeah, how exciting. I feel a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest, at the minute with all this stuff that's going on, like the Africa trip, sponsored YouTube videos, like it's all incredibly exciting stuff, but it's also very scary and new. I just feel a bit of imposter syndrome at the minute, to be honest. I'm like, I don't know. I know that I'm worthy of it, but I just feel a little bit of an imposter. I think it's natural when you're stepping into new territory, something that you've never done before. It's normal to feel a little bit overwhelmed and unsure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So for the rest of the afternoon, I need to resend an Etsy order out that's sadly not arrived. Sometimes things can get lost in the post. It's just part and parcel of having an Etsy shop, sadly. But yeah, I'm going to resend that out today. And then I need to do my freelance work for 2 hours. We're also taking Paddy to meet his bestie tonight. His bestie Dexter, who's another English Bull Terrier. They look like they could be related, but I don't think they are. And they have a good run round in the indoor dog centre near us. So yeah, it's always so cute. It like melts my heart seeing them so happy running around together. He's nice and sleepy at the minute, so he's not going to know what's hitting when he gets there. Yeah, I'll take you with me there as well, because it's always really cute to see. But for now, I'm just going to get on with these little bits and I shall catch you up. I thought I would just sit down and do a little draw with me segment here. I'm working on this lovely giraffe piece. I was really inspired by all this talk of the Africa trip with myself and Zoe, and I thought I'd just use this as an opportunity to give you a bit more detail about that trip, because while I've talked about it a little bit on here, I've mostly shared all of the information over on Instagram, and I know that not everyone follows me over there. So first things first, I'm drawing this giraffe on the Bockingford paper that I tried in my recent testing papers video. The reference is by Andy Morphew, and I've been using a mixture of the Faber-Castell Polychromos and the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils. So back to talking a little bit about the Africa trip now. So myself and Zoe Fitchett, who is another coloured pencil wildlife artist, have partnered up with a company called Trover Trip, who are basically like a group travel platform that allow content creators to go on a group trip with members of their online community. So not only do we get to form connections and friendships outside of this online space, but we also get to experience some absolutely incredible once-in-a-lifetime things and create memories that are going to last us forever, and we'll look back on this for the rest of our lives. So the destination that we're going to be travelling to is Kenya, and it's for 8 days from the 27th of September to the 4th of October. And the beauty of coming along on a group trip like this is that it's already pre-planned and organised for you, so you don't have to worry about what activities we're going to do and thinking of different things to fill each day with. It's already decided for you. And myself and Zoe have put together a unique bespoke itinerary for this trip, so this will never happen ever again. This is like a one-off trip that we've created for this year. And of course, with us both being wildlife artists, we wanted to make sure there was a lot of wildlife related activities included in this trip. So on day one, we'll all be staying in the same hotel, which is Boulevard Hotel Nairobi, and that's included in the trip. You don't have to worry about accommodation for any of the days included in this trip. So we'll be meeting up, getting to know each other, doing a little bit of a fun icebreaker sort of session, and we also get a welcome dinner. So that'll be really nice, and we'll all get to know each other, and myself and Zoe just want to make you all feel as comfortable as possible. So that's quite like a nice little ease into the trip. And then for day 2, that's when the travelling and the fun really starts to begin. So we will set out from Nairobi and make our way over to the East Africa Wildlife Project in Suswa. Here we'll learn about some of the conservation projects that are going on there, and we'll also make our way over to our first campsite, where Zoe will also do a talk on how conservation can be supported through art. Now day 3 is where the safaris start, so we're going to head over to the Aberdare National Park, which is a very green sort of lush area of Kenya. So hopefully here we're going to see some rhinos, elephants and buffaloes, and perhaps even lions and leopards. Just think of some of the incredible photos that we'll be able to get here. I'm hoping I'll be able to get some references to draw from as well. That would be like something else, to be able to draw from my own references. And then after this incredibly exciting first safari, we'll make our way over to the second campsite of the trip. So there is quite a lot of camping involved in this trip, but for me that means that we get quite an authentic experience, and we get to be in the outdoors as much as possible, and who knows what wildlife we might see while we're just chilling at the camp. It is going to be quite an adventurous trip, that's for sure anyway. And speaking of adventure, day 4 is going to be the most active and adventurous day of the whole trip, because we go for a hike around Crater Lake in the morning, and then there is an optional cycle safari around Hell's Gate National Park in the afternoon. Now this is something that I'm really excited about, because it's a location that heavily inspired the Lion King films. Now that was one of my favourite films growing up. I used to watch it all the time. And there's a rock that inspired Pride Rock, and then there's the area where the stampede was, where Mufasa dies. Sorry if you've not watched it before, I'm sure everyone has, but the area where the stampede is in the film, there's an area that inspired that as well. So the great thing about this national park is there aren't any natural predators, so we can get really close to the giraffes and the zebras without worrying that something's going to come along that could cause a threat or a danger to us. So you could quite literally be cycling alongside a herd of zebras that are running with you, and this is probably the closest we'll be able to get to the animals, so I think it's definitely worth considering adding this extra on, because like I said, it is optional and you can book it on when you pay for your deposit. So on the trip page for the itinerary, this is the day where we put the art workshop in. But to be honest, we plan on sort of doing that in the downtime throughout the week anyway. We just had to put it in there somewhere to make sure that it was blocked in. This is where I'll be leading some really laid back, chilled art workshops in our downtime around camp. So we can all just huddle together and work on something together. I'll guide you through step by step, and it's totally up to you whether you want to get involved in that. I imagine those of you watching this will be quite arty if you're watching art vlogs. But yeah, if there's anything in this trip that you don't want to take part in, then absolutely, you don't have to. But if you do, then you can get involved. We're going to make sure that all of the materials are provided for you. But if you also want to bring along something of your own to work on, then feel free. You can make of this what you wish to. So On day 5, we will make a move again and head over this time to the Masai Mara National Reserve, which is a preserved area of savanna wilderness, and we will stop along the way at Lowita Hills, which is the traditional home of the Masai tribe. So the Masai tribe actually live side by side with the lions, so we'll get to learn all about their way of life and how they maintain age-old traditions and experience the culture of their people. And then after that, we'll do an evening game drive as we make our way through the scenic route over to our next campsite for the next few days. Now, this is a Big 5 game drive, which means that we'll potentially get to see any of the elusive Big 5, which are rhinos, elephants, buffaloes, leopards and lions. A really interesting thing about the time of year that we're going on this trip is that we might also get the chance to witness the Great Wildebeest Migration, which is the largest herd movement of animals on the planet, and it can actually be seen from space. So it's said that there's over 1.2 million wildebeest, 300,000 zebras that move in a cycle through different ecosystems and then make their way over to the Masai Mara, which is where we're going. Again, think the stampede on the Lion King. So that would be absolutely incredible, and it is said to be the greatest show on earth. So that is what we actually have in store for us on day 6. We have a full day of exploring the Masai Mara with 2 different safari game drives. We've got a morning safari game drive where we will explore the national park and hopefully see that wildebeest migration. And then we also have an afternoon game drive where, again, we'll go back out and see what other wildlife we can spot. The great thing is that different animals are more likely to be seen at different times. So by doing 2 different safaris, hopefully we'll get the chance to see as many different things as possible. Day 7 is our final full day together, and we will be ziplining in the Karita Forest, which is absolutely stunning and picturesque. The views that we'll be able to see from the zip lines are incredible, and obviously this is quite a thrill-seeking activity, so again, if this isn't really your thing, then you don't have to get involved in this, but I think it would be really fun and something a little bit different as well. And then after the 2-hour zipline course, we will go to a farewell dinner at a local restaurant, which is included in the trip cost. All of the food in this trip actually is included in the cost. We wanted to make sure of that. A lot of it is going to be at the campsites, and the guides will help us to prepare our meals and stuff like that. If you've got any dietary requirements like vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, anything like that, you just need to specify when you book, and they'll make sure that they'll provide the correct food for you. Zoe has actually been on 2 trips hosted by Trover Trip before, one that she was hosting herself and then one where she booked on as a customer, and she said that the food is amazing. Like, you do not have to worry about the food that they provide because there's a lot of different options within each dietary requirement. So yeah, that's something that you don't need to worry about. And then after the dinner, we will enjoy our final night together. We'll probably play some games, do something fun, make a night of it, and then we are staying at the Hotel Boulevard Nairobi again. So yeah, we get a nice, comfortable hotel stay for the final night as well. So we'll make sure that we get a nice rest and prepare for day 8, which is our final day. We'll say bye to everyone and we will make our way back to Nairobi Airport and fly home. Now, it's worth me mentioning here that flights aren't included in the total cost of the trip, which I will share very soon. But yeah, it's too complex for Trover to try and organise flights for everyone from different places, possibly even different countries. So yeah, that is something that we arrange ourselves. But if you have a look on Skyscanner, you can actually get some really reasonably priced flights. So as soon as we meet the minimum number of travellers needed to confirm this trip, we will then be able to go ahead and book our flights and make all of the necessary arrangements. So what I'll do is I'll just share on screen some of the Instagram stories that I made for the full cost breakdown of this trip, so that everything is clear and obvious what you'd have to pay for in order to come along on this Kenya trip. So feel free to just pause it and have a really good look at it. There are 2 different cost prices for the trip. there's an early bird price and there's a regular price. So there's only 8 early bird slots available in total, but there's 20 spots available on the trip altogether. So the 8 early bird slots are a little bit cheaper than the regular price, and you only need to pay the 25% deposit to book. We've had quite a few early bird takers already, so there are some spaces left, but there are no longer 8 spaces. The great thing is that you have until the 30th of June to pay the remaining balance once you've already paid the deposit. So you have got quite a long time to spread the cost for this trip. And if you do decide to come last minute, like maybe you don't decide until the end of May that you want to come, you still can book on then. So there are a few months left, but obviously the early bird slots potentially might have gone by then. So hopefully that provides a little bit more transparency about how much you can expect this trip to actually cost. Things like visas and insurance obviously aren't included in the Trover trip price, and things like spending money you'd have to take into account yourself. But because we do get all of our food included and the accommodation, there's not actually that much we'd need for spending money. I imagine it's more just for any extra little bits that you want to get along the way, or any alcohol, because alcohol isn't included. So yeah, you wouldn't need a lot of spending money to bring with you basically. Myself and Zoe actually planned to go up a day earlier, so we're going to make sure that we're there and it's all good. But you can also do that as well if you wanted to. There is an option to add an extra day of accommodation when you book the trip. It's just good to know that we're all going to be there for that first day, but it all depends on how your flight's time. Like, you don't have to come the day earlier, but we're going to do that because obviously we're hosting the trip, so we want to make sure that we're there. And it's also worth mentioning here that you will be partnered up with somebody who you'll share your accommodation with throughout the week. So you'll share in the hotel room and in the tents with the same person each night. So if you come in as a solo traveller, of course we'll make sure that you're really comfortable with the person that you're sharing with. But if you're considering bringing along a friend or a family member, then you can absolutely share with that person. We plan on doing some Zoom calls and maybe even in-person meetups ahead of the trip once it's confirmed and everyone's booked on, just so that we can all get to know each other and possibly even plan who's going to be sharing with who ahead of time, so that you're not just going to turn up to Kenya and be like, okay, hi, nice to meet you, we're going to be sharing the same room tonight. Like, we'll make sure that everything's really comfortable and really well planned ahead of time. We also had someone ask if it was possible to share with another female, so if you would rather do that, then we can absolutely make sure that that's what happens. It's also worth mentioning that for the camping, all you need to bring along is your own sleeping bag and pillow, because they're not provided for you, but the tents and the sort of sleeping mats are provided. So yeah, I think I would rather have my own sleeping bag and pillow anyway, just for like hygiene reasons. We've also been sent over some photos of the facilities at the campsites. Obviously it's just an example because we're staying at different ones, but you can expect to have showers and toilets. I think some people were worried that we're going to be like proper wild camping with like buckets and stuff, but no, we're going to have showers and we're going to have toilets. It's not going to be as fancy as showering at the Ritz or something like that, but at least we have the facilities. So hopefully that clears up any sort of worries about accommodation or the trip logistics or anything like that. If you do have any more questions about anything to do with this trip, please do pop me a comment or even send me a direct message if you don't want to post it on here. I am extremely aware that this is quite like a big ask and it's an expensive trip that not everyone's going to be able to budget this year, but if you are somebody that really wants to get out and travel and do something extraordinary and completely different this year, then I think this is definitely worth considering. If you're somebody that does have the budget for this and you're available on the dates that we're going, I really do urge you to go and have a look at the trip page and read a bit more through the details of the trip. I think this trip is ideal for creatives, wildlife lovers, basically any of you guys that watch these videos, because we all love the same things here. And even if you're not necessarily an artistic person, I wouldn't see this trip as just like an arty trip. It's just a combination of all the things that myself and Zoe are both passionate about. even if you're creative in a different way, like maybe you're a photographer, which again would be perfect for this trip, because imagine some of the photos that you'd be able to get. I think you should keep an open mind with it, and if this is a bucket list destination that you've been wanting to go to, maybe this is your year to do it with us. So if you're ready to go on an adventure and get out and do more travelling this year, then definitely check the description down below where I'll leave the trip link page. Do feel free to DM me if you've got any questions, because I know that there's a lot of information to take in here. So Zoe and I have been sharing regular updates over on our Instagram pages. So if you do have Instagram and you don't already follow us, then definitely go and check our pages out, because we've got a little Kenya highlight at the top of our page, and we do regular stories and lives and stuff like that about it all. So yeah, get involved with all of the talk about Kenya, and it would be absolutely incredible to see some of you guys there if you're able to make it. So this morning I am planning out my first ever sponsored video that I mentioned earlier in the vlog. I've done some mind maps, and I'll just show you an example. I do like to do a mind map to sort of just like brain dump ideas when I'm starting a new video. Obviously with vlogs and stuff, I just sort of, whatever I film at the time, I just film. But with something like this where I'm getting information in, I do like to brain dump and stuff like that. So yes, it's about a video topic that I have been wanting to talk about since I made this YouTube channel, but I've just not got round to it. So I'm really pleased that this is sort of like pushing me to do a video about it. So hopefully it'll be really helpful to some of you. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I want to try my absolute best to make sure that if I do ever accept a sponsorship on this channel, that I'm really going to think about taking it and not just taking any old sponsorship. Like, I want to make sure that the brands that I'm working with sort of align with my values and what I believe and all that kind of stuff. So this is a company that I really am impressed by, and I'm actually going to be able to like get some examples of the work for myself. Maybe these brands won't be for everyone, but the people that they'll be targeted at will find them really useful and helpful for the businesses. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, that I am going to be very considerate about the things that I do, the people that I work with and stuff like that. So yes, I have pretty much been given free rein to do whatever I want with this video. They're quite happy to leave the creativity to me and for me to just do it in my own style, in my own way. So I have been structuring the video, and I'm typing up like a basic script, because they want a draft of the video by tomorrow. And they said that a script is absolutely fine. You can check that they're happy with it and whatnot. But yeah, hopefully this will be a really informative video. It's something that I'm really passionate about. Like, as an ex-marketing student, it is something that I've always really like enjoyed, and it's something that I put a lot of time and effort into. So yes, I won't say any more than that, because you will see the video at some point. I'm going to be working on this for the next hour or so, and then I need to make a cover for mine and Zoe's live that we're going to be doing at 1 o'clock today. Just talking about random stuff, whatever comes up. It's going to be really laid back, so I think I'm going to try and put like a bit of both of our artwork onto the cover. Basically, when you do a live on Instagram, you have to have the cover pre-made, because you can't change it afterwards. I want to make sure that it looks nice on the feed, because I don't know, I am a little bit like picky about how things look on my Instagram feed, but I try not to be too picky. But ultimately I am that person that gets like annoyed if it doesn't look good on my Instagram feed. So sad, isn't it? But hey ho. So I've got that to look forward to at 1 o'clock. I just tried to take Paddy out for a little walk to tire him out before the live, because in the last live he started just being a little monkey straight before it. It was really good all day, and then as soon as I switched the camera on, he started doing his like jumping up at my back, trying to get my attention, pulling at my wires under my desk, like my studio light wires. He started pulling stuff off the dining table, and then he was crying at the door to go out, and I was like, you've had all day to get this out, and now you've decided to just start playing up now. But he actually settled down, which was amazing. I didn't think he would do, but yeah, hopefully today he'll be nice and chilled out. But yeah, he wouldn't go for his walk. It's raining and he hates rain, so I've not been able to get his energy out this morning. I might have to like play tug of war with him or something. And I'll catch you up later on. Obviously I won't be able to film the live because I'll be using my phone for the live. So yeah, this is where I feel like having a vlogging camera would be really useful, but this does the trick for the time being. So I keep saying to myself, if the Africa trip goes ahead and everything's all good, I might treat myself to like a Sony camera or something. I've been looking at the Sony ZV-1 and the Sony ZV-E10, and I'm really torn because I like the portability of the ZV-1, which is a really popular vlogging camera on YouTube. A lot of vloggers and stuff use that camera. But then I watched a video about the EV10 and you can put interchangeable lenses on it, which is really appealing to me as someone who likes nature photography and wildlife photography. I would be able to get like a 50mm lens that I could use to zoom in on wildlife and stuff, so I'd be able to use it to hopefully take some really good references on the Africa trip. So I'm a bit like, would that be the better option? It's a little bit more expensive and a bit heavier and less practical to carry around, but I feel like it would be better. I feel like this is what I do, like with this microphone that I've got here. I buy the slightly cheaper model, and then a bit further down the line I kind of want like the slightly better one to be able to do other stuff, but I can't because I bought the cheaper one. So I'm like, do I just get the slightly better one and then I don't need to buy another camera for doing wildlife photography one day? I don't know. This is just the thoughts that I've been having. If any of you do have either of those cameras, let me know down below if you like it, or if I should go for the other one. I'm gonna smash on with this video now. That is the end of the live. I actually really enjoyed that. I can't believe I'm saying it. Usually I absolutely dread doing lives on Instagram and stuff like that because I don't like the pressure of having to say things in the moment, and if I say anything like that I embarrass myself with, I can't take it out. But it's silly really because everyone's human at the end of the day, aren't they? But yeah, I actually really enjoyed that live and it's lovely chatting to Zoe. I feel like we're both quite like easygoing, like relaxed people, so we have good chat and we had some nice questions that came through as well. So I actually feel like I would happily do that again in future, like more regularly. It's a bit difficult with the setup of this house. It would be easier when I have my own studio and stuff one day, but yeah, I enjoyed it, and now I am going to do my freelance work this afternoon, have a nice chill in the armchair. And I'm actually going to my auntie's house this evening because it's her birthday today and I've got her a little present. I might show you what I got her actually, because I like little gifty stuff like this, and my auntie's very much like me and the sort of stuff that she likes for the house and whatnot. So yeah, I'll show you what I got her. So I've got two different greeting cards to choose from. I've got this one from Sarah Faye Designs that I got at the Samsbury Hall Craft Fair. I like the little hedgehog and stuff on it. I feel like she will really like that. And I also picked this one up that is also really cute, also very her. So I don't know, I'm a bit torn between the cards, but I got her a little plant in this little bag from Bluebells and Daisies in Garstang. It's a cute little flower shop that sell like gifty bits. And I don't know why I picked this, to be honest. I just thought it was really cute and I feel like she'd like it. Yeah, just a little plant. I can't remember the name of these, but it's in like a little rustic terracotta pot, planted in the garden or just left in the little pot with the bulbs. So yeah, I thought that was really cute. And I also got her a little soap from Smelly Bakery in Garstang. It's a bit like Lush, but they make their own stuff, so they do bath bombs, all the sort of stuff that like Lush does, but it's really nice. I like supporting small businesses. I thought that just made like a nice little gift. I've just finished up the first draft of my sponsored video and I've just sent it off to the company, and hopefully they'll like it, and I might need to make a few tweaks here and there, but because they have given me creative freedom I think it should be like mostly fine. But I'm sort of seeing sponsorships as an opportunity for me to create content about things that I've wanted to chat about on here for a while, but I've just not had the ability to prioritise it, because while I do make a little bit of money off YouTube, it's not enough to prioritise it over things like commissions or Patreon filming. So I sort of have to leave making YouTube videos until I just have a bit of spare time that I would usually read a book or watch TV, you know. I've also sort of realised that not every video that I make needs to have every single bit of information that you could possibly think of. Like, I could make multiple videos on the same topic but all be slightly different. So even if this video doesn't sort of answer every question about this topic, hopefully at least it'll be a good start. So yeah, anyway, I had a puncture filled in on my tyre this morning because I'm actually going to Manchester tonight. Somehow I completely managed to forget that I have a gig tonight, and I didn't find out until Tuesday when my friend asked me what the plan was, and I was like, what do you mean, what plan? So this week I feel like I've just been doing so much stuff. Like, after my working day's done, I've been really busy doing stuff, and I feel like I've not had a night to just chill, and I really, really would have loved a night to chill tonight, but I'm still gonna go because I don't want to let my friend down, and I also know that when I get there I'll enjoy it and I'll be fine. Even if I get home late at like 11-12 o'clock, it'll still be worth it. I know that I would regret not going. So yeah, we're going to see Seagulls, who we've seen before, but I was also just a little bit worried about driving all the way over there with a puncture in my tyre. That wouldn't be very safe, would it? And before I went, I thought I'd take myself out for a little brew and toasted tea cake, and I did some of my video planning there as well. So I feel like I've had quite a productive morning, even though I've only just sort of got back in recently. I could quite easily go back to bed, but I'm not going to. How stunning are these flowers that one of my commission clients got me? They just turned up one day and I was like, oh my gosh, no way. Like, I appreciate somebody trusting me enough to book with me, never mind getting me flowers as a thank you, because she was so happy with the portrait. But yeah, really, really generous and thoughtful, and she got them from my favourite flower shop that she didn't even know was my favourite. So Flowers by Morgan in Gorstang, they have such lovely flowers. And Scott actually got me some the same week as well, so I had 2 bouquets arrive within like the space of a few days. These ones have pretty much nearly died now. The lilies are looking a little bit worse for wear, but some of them still look quite nice, like the foliage and stuff. Also from my favourite flower shops. Excuse the wet hair today. I've just had a shower and I'm just going to let it dry naturally for a bit. My priority this morning is to get on with the next part of the tiger tutorial. So my plan is to do quite like a big section because I'm a little bit behind on the filming for this. So if I do a longer video instead of like doing 2 smaller ones, that should be all good. And then my mum's actually asked if I fancy going out for lunch today, so we're going to do that. So that's all I really want to get done this morning now. Get this tiger tutorial done. I want to film like a good hour and a half of it, so I'm going to just take it easy because I'm so tired today. I'm really glad that I went last night though. I've really enjoyed it. They were the best that I've seen them live, and it was just a really good venue. I've never been to the O2 Ritz in Manchester, so I would definitely go back there. Good morning. Hello. Oh, sleepy Paddy. I didn't get home till 12:30. This morning I was like, wow, I could just stay in bed all day. But I'm just going to take it easy, get this tutorial filmed. I've been waiting on these refills for the Tombow eraser to arrive so that I can do the rest of the whiskers, because I literally have a little blob. I literally have like a tiny little blob left of it, so yes, I need to take that out and put a new one in. See how far I get with filming the tiger tutorial. Got my coffee to try and wake me up. I've been drinking it through a straw because I've been whitening my teeth with the white Beaconfield strips. There's a lot of stuff on TikTok about them, and I don't always trust everything that I see on TikTok. But yeah, my mouth's really numb today. I have a mouth guard for teeth grinding because I grind my teeth really bad in my sleep. So much so that I've like filed down all my teeth up one side. So I've got my mouth guard for the bottom teeth, and it's like, I don't know what it's done, it's like rubbed into my gum or something, and my mouth's like really numb. So I'm hoping that goes down. But yes, I am going to get started with this tutorial. Okie dokie, I have done the next part. Oh, it's a bit shiny. We went out for lunch and then I had to just finish it off after lunch because I had a few more little bits to fill in, but I'm really pleased with how my tiger's looking. I'm trying to get the right lighting. There we go. So I'm really proud of those whiskers. I do feel like drawing whiskers is very complicated and it's something that a lot of people struggle with. So hopefully this tutorial helps to like break it down a little bit and show you one way that you can do whiskers with the Tombow eraser. Hello, it's now the Monday after and I just thought I would do an extra little day because I don't feel like I really wrapped the vlog up or anything like that. And I don't feel like I've filmed as much this past week because I've just been so busy trying to get everything done. I've really overpacked my schedule last week, so I just thought an extra little day would be a nice finishing touch to the video. So today I have just posted a poll on Patreon for a mini tutorial. I'll show you the options in a minute, and I think I'm going to get on with filming either the next part of the rhino tutorial or the next part of the tiger tutorial. I think I might do the rhino because I haven't posted another part to that just yet. So these are the options based on the comments that I got from my patrons asking for different subjects. So this one is a snake's head, then we've got white fur, white tiger eye and an owl eye. So yeah, some nice options to pick from there. Make a fun little mini tutorial just to break it up a little bit. Let me know in the comments which one you'd choose. I don't know which one I'd go for. I do like the snake head, that's a little bit different that. Also like the owl eye. And white fur is always a good one to do as well. I've done one similar to this, but not like long little stringy bits of white fur. So I think any of these would be really good, to be fair. So that'll be available for both the fundamentals tier and the advanced tier. Okay, so this is the rhino tutorial that I've started for YouTube. So it's a free tutorial that you can just follow along with on here. I've posted part 1 already and now I'm going to do part 2, and these are the graphite pencils that I'm using. Literally first page of Amazon, I just thought I'd buy the first one that came up, Derwent Graphic Soft Graphite Pencils. So far I'm enjoying them, and I'm using the Strathmore Bristol Vellum, which is my first ever time doing a graphite piece on this paper, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Yeah, I'm pleased with how this is looking. I just really wanted to create something inspired by the Africa trip, and I wanted to create something with African wildlife in it. So I thought, what better reason than to do a new tutorial? So I'm gonna get on with that now and see how far I get with it. There we go, that is the second part of the rhino filmed. I'm having to film it from this angle because the light sort of just makes it go a little bit shiny, so it's hard to see. But hopefully you can see that there, so I'm going to get on with editing that at some point soon and get that up this week. then I'll also need to get this vlog up. So I've been editing little bits of it as I go, but yeah, they do take me a long time to edit the vlogs because I try and make them like a bit more creative and fun. Right, I'm just going to sit down now and do some work on Bertie, who is my cousin's cat, and I've been meaning to do this portrait for the longest time now. I feel like I've been promising that I'm going to do it for like the past year at this point. I've just been doing it whenever I can because I've had a lot more commissions on than I expected, and I had so many deadlines for March. I've been really stressing about everything, to be honest, and I've finally finished all of the commissions that I had on, and they've been delivered and given to my clients and stuff, so I can just breathe a little bit now and do a little bit more of Bertie's portrait. So yeah, I've had a big clean up today. I did like loads of hoovering and stuff after this morning's tutorial. I bought a new vacuum cleaner because the one that we had, it just wasn't cutting it for me, like especially with having Paddy now. It just wasn't really picking all the dog hair and stuff up. It was one of the Shark cordless vacuums, but I ordered one of the Shark anti-wrap corded vacuums, and it's honestly, it made me so happy how good it is at picking up all of the hair and stuff. It was really getting me down how messy the house was feeling, so I'm feeling in a much better place now. I am someone that needs like peace and order in the house in order to like be productive and be in a good state of mind. I'm very affected by my environment, so yeah, I managed to get it in the spring sale and I got it for quite a good price. So yeah, how boring adult life. So yeah, Molly, if you're watching, I'm finally doing it. I'm doing it. Look, I'm drawing Bertie. So I'm just building up all the colours in Bertie's fur. With tabby cats, there are so many different colours. So it's just a case of taking it section by section and really like breaking it down. I have got a full tabby cat tutorial on YouTube if you're interested in having a go drawing a tabby cat yourself. But yeah, I'm just starting to build up some of these markings a bit more. Oh, so I mentioned earlier in the vlog about whitening my teeth with those white Beaconsfield teeth whitening strips, which I've seen like amazing things about all over TikTok, and I was a bit sceptical, but one day they were on sale for £15, so I thought I'll give them a go, and even if they don't work, then I'm not really lost out on that much. And I've now got 1 day left out of the 14 days that you have to do with the strips. And I don't really feel like they've made that much difference. They've whitened my teeth, but they've whitened them in patches, like they haven't whitened them all over, which I knew would possibly happen because the strips, they're not moulded to your teeth, but I don't know, I'm just a bit like, they don't look that much whiter. So yeah, I find TikTok really exhausting these days just because of how many ads and stuff are on it. People trying to sell you stuff all the time. Like every other video is like a TikTok ad. Someone trying to sell you something. And I really try not to get sucked in, but every now and then I will be tempted, and I was really tempted by these, so I don't know if I would buy them again. I certainly wouldn't buy them if they were full price. I think I'm probably better off just going to the dentist to get teeth whitening done. I feel like because I look at myself on camera, I do get a bit conscious about things like that. I know it's silly, but I don't know. I can't help but spot things that I never used to when I didn't really film on camera, talk on camera and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna like lose sleep over it or anything. I just thought I'd give them a go, and my honest review is that they were average at best. I have used the Crest whitening strips before, and they're not legal in the UK because of the ingredients and stuff, but they were really good. I feel like they made a difference. Yeah, a bit disappointed in them, to be honest. The sponsor was really happy with my video script, so that's good. I can start filming that soon. Probably start that this week, actually. Yes, I feel a little bit like burnt out at the minute. I feel like I can't get ahead with stuff. Like I'm always feeling behind and like I can't catch up. Like last week I did have some time out, like I went to the networking event and really made an effort to not constantly be working all the time, because like a few people have mentioned it, like, oh, you're always working, and I feel like I need to make more effort to take time out and stuff. But then I feel like when I do take time out, I feel really bad and I feel like I've sort of got to catch up with everything then. So I feel like at some point something's going to have to give, and I don't know what it's going to be. But I just can't keep trying to build all these different income streams forever. It's just not sustainable. So I really need to like focus down on some specific things and try and do a few things really well rather than trying to do everything like but not doing them well. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to have a good think about stuff, but I do feel like some sort of change is on the horizon. Whatever way that's gonna manifest itself, I don't know, but I also do feel desperate to like find somewhere else to move to as well. I feel like that is on my mind a lot. I do love it here though. I love how beautiful and scenic and stunning it is, with lovely views in the garden, but the actual house itself just isn't, it's just not, I don't ever feel settled. I don't ever come home and think, oh, I feel like I'm at home. I just don't get that feeling here. So maybe I'd feel less burnt out all the time if I actually relaxed when I've finished for the day, but I struggle to here. It's not really like a lounging around like comfy house. I don't know, I can't describe it. There's just something about it here. I just can't seem to settle. I feel unsettled most of the time, and that is not a good way to be. But yes, anyway, I'm going to get on with this drawing now, and I will probably start a new vlog very soon. So I really hope you've enjoyed joining me for another studio vlog. Please make sure to give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more videos like this, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.